All right, I want to speak a little bit about the. I got a group that I've developed naturally. It hasn't happened by intention, but naturally, there's been a lot of people that email me wanting help, and so I thought it would be productive to introduce people to the different sorts of people that I speak to periodically. And it's been sort of like a little targeted individual group, I guess. I don't like that word, a term, targeted individuals. I don't like it at all. But a lot of that's popular amongst people. They say, "Oh, it's a targeted." These are just people going through gang stalking. But they're people though, people with feelings and all this stuff. I don't say I'm a target individual. You know what I mean? I just say, I'm a grown man who's being stalked. That's all it is. But gang stalking targets a lot of people, and so these people have gravitated towards me for various reasons, and I've created like a little community for myself. It's cool, and so what I want to do is I want to see if I can get some people on the phone. I should just go through here and I just start hitting people up and teach people about my group and my courses and stuff.
Please leave your message for...
He's not available. Hey, what's up, man? Oh, I can't complain. Hey, I want to bring you in, man, and on my little show, I'm developing. I'm introducing people to the different sorts of people that I talk to. About gang stalking. Like you're being gang stalked, I'm being gang stalked, and I've developed a little community and stuff. And I want to know, like, maybe if I could record us just talking for like a minute, bro. It don't even gotta be that long, and you don't even gotta say who you are or nothing. Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm gonna produce. Well, no, yeah. I'm gonna have. It's gonna be like a series of YouTube videos, and I wanted people to get familiar with the little community that we've created, of people being gang stalked. Like, cause you know how people got different shows out there. People got different shows out there on YouTube, and everybody wants to be known. Like everybody's saying, we're target individual Boston, we're target individual Miami. And I do my courses on gang stalking, I do my counseling on gang stalking, and I'm helping all the people I can, and people help me, and I just want to show people that it's a lot of people that's happening to, and like how we deal with it. Like, me and you talk about it in various ways, and then, the little small people in the association, I talk to people, they deal with it in various ways, but...
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
What you're doing is a great idea, and anytime that we talk or any kind of communication, emails you could use, absolutely. You don't even have to tell me. It could have my name in it. It could have anything. I don't care. And you don't even have to tell me that it's happening. That you're recording or doing anything. Anything you want, just do it with me.
Yeah, man, that's cool, man. Hell yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, well, okay. The first thing I want to ask is, like, how do you feel about gang stalking? A lot of people see people like myself on YouTube talking about it, and they come across multiple other people, and then they may hear you. Like, if somebody meets you in person, if you ever decided to tell them about it, people may say, like, we're making things up, or we're exaggerating, or we have a misconception about our interpretation about what's happening, even though we're the ones going through it every single day. But
I think it's a complete rip-off lie that who's ever doing this to the targeted individuals needs to come up with either has to make it stop or come up with like a valid reason why like people who are in like death row for 20 years who have killed many like I looked up Rodney Alcala last night and looked at his thing on Google for like 2 hours. I watched it, and he killed like anywhere from 8 to 110 women and raped them, and like they still have this one photo of what he did to this one woman, like who he killed, and now like why are we being punished in a more horrific way than even Rodney Alcala, who was sentenced to death 10 years ago. He should be dead and executed already, and he's like in prison alive, and I'm worried about, am I going to get killed walking around the streets, and I've never committed a violent offense in my life. And I think it's just completely unfair that people with like no serious, I don't have a violent bone in my body, and
yeah, didn't you say you got hit in the back of the head with something?
I was attacked. Yes, I was attacked in a pedestrian tunnel like 3 months ago, and the worst thing about it is I still have the broken finger that on my right hand that I can't even bend it. It's broken and it's fucked up. And he broke it with my tennis. Whoever attacked me, I don't know who it was, used my tennis racket after they beat me onto the ground, which only took like a second. I think it hit me with like a bat in the head or something twice in the head because my head was bleeding on both sides. Then he took my tennis racket from me and beat me with my tennis racket and broke my finger. I think with using my tennis racket because he fucked up both of my hands, like defensive wounds. I had defensive wounds. I have photos of what like my hands look like, and that's what I'm talking about. That's like, but I don't know why that happened. I don't know who did it. I don't know what did. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But just the day-to-day gang stalking that goes on, like even outside, that's horrible what happened with you right there. But just walking to this, if somebody's being gang stalked and they take off and they go like on a 2-mile walk, and they're being gang stalked, like me, it's at a real high level. But just anybody who's being gang stalked, you get followed by all sorts of people. Especially like the cars with the brightening and the headlights or the color coding or individuals getting recruited in whatever way. Like sometimes you even talk about some of these people who are doing it under mind control, but some people get recruited and they participate, and the regular people walking the streets who have not experienced this, like they don't get it, do they? They don't know how it feels. They don't know what it is. They don't understand it, and
That's right.
They think it's like much more relaxed than what it is, or maybe they just they don't care, for what they probably imagine maybe they do know how bad it is, but a lot of them just don't get how it feels to live day to day like that.
Yeah, no idea at all. If this ever like is released to the American public, they would be in shock at like what you've been through.
Yeah. Oh my God! If they did a real show like a CNN special or a Fox special on TV, and they really truly were honest and showed what gang stalking is like and what people go through, they would be it would be more shocking than Watergate. They'd be like what is going on? They'd be like, oh my God, what in the world is going on? It'd be like that.
Yeah, this is like the Wild West when they used to have just vigilantes, or in the Deep South when they would just like put like a group of like vigilantes, I think they were called, which is completely illegal nowadays.
Right. It is. They man, if I didn't know about gang stalking and I never heard of it, and like somebody was being gang stalked and it came on TV and they represented it in an educational way, in an honest way, and they were informative, I'd be like, oh my God. Covert drugging, electronic weapons, psychotronic weapons, group stalking with color. Go ahead, bro.
Lynch mobs are illegal.
Right. Yeah.
And hopefully everybody wants it to be that way. I don't want to see anyone get lynched. I don't want to participate. I don't want to be lynched. I don't want to be. I don't want to participate in a lynch mob to go lynch someone. You know?
I know, and I'd be like, oh, I'd be like, if I saw something like that, I'd be like, group stalking, sophisticated mimic effects, where they hire multiple people just based on how they look, and one person, I was explaining, man, how, like, I can go hang out with a woman and have a relationship with her, and they'll come and hire her and have her doing gang stalking assignments. Then they'll hire other women who look just like her, and then they'll pay guys to try to be with the woman I was with, or then they'll pay the guys to be with the women who look like that woman, and they'll have all that going on. In the gang stalking simultaneously going on. All the stores I go to, all the people, everywhere I go, it's going on. But then within all of that, then they'll have like small psychological operations like that, and they'll have like 5 of those going concurrently at the same time, and with like
after your girlfriend was made to break up with you, they'll rub it in like that.
Yeah. They'll do stuff like that, and it'll be like 5 simultaneous I'll be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the fuck, man? I didn't even graduate high school, and I got to deal with 5 simultaneous, sophisticated, well-financed network psychological operations, color-coding, covert drug and electronic weapons, psychotronic weapons, noise campaigns, non-stop street theater, and like, what the fuck is going on? Like that's the type of reaction that somebody should have.
Yeah, and if they're not stable or they have weapons, they could easily become a shooter of someone innocent because doing this to someone is driving them insane. I'm being driven insane by forces that I don't even understand really, and men look insane, but I'm so not insane and so strong that I have been able to for 20 years to keep my sanity through this,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, how do you? It's like. I see there's people out there who've gone psychotic, like they've gone into psychotic shock and never came back. And there's a lot of people who've killed themselves, and there's a lot of people who've gone out and just like blown people away. Like, people just can't take it, and they'll just be like, fuck this, I'm going to do something about it. And they'll go out and kill somebody, and then or they'll kill themselves, or both, or they'll end up psychotic, or end up just a junkie, doped up on heroin 24/7 or something. And I sit there and I look at all this stuff, and it's frightening, man, to think about it. Like, I look at my life and I'm thinking, like, oh my God, like, the reality of it is, like, Jesus, what happened? Covert drugging, multiple, like, what was in the drugs? Did the drugs did the drugs do something to me that I don't know about? Like, you know what I'm saying? What was in the psychotronic weapons? What, this is like borderline mind control experimentation when you get into the sensitization stage of it, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what? I think that a lot of the people that are out there, let's say, go on a walk, like you said, like a 2-mile walk, and everyone on the path, we have our own free will, so we could choose which 2 miles we want to walk. If we want to turn left here or go right here at this street. No one's going to influence you and I about which way to turn or how or which route we're going to take on our long ass walk, right? You and I make up our own mind on that. No one is telling us to turn here, stop, go back. If we see something that looks like $1 or something, we're going to stop and look and pick it up. So our timing is our own, but yet everywhere we go, there's going to be people coming out in perfect timing to get in our way or try and maneuver us to cross the street when we don't want to by coming out with their kids and their dog, their pit bull on a leash or something.
Right.
And all that we go through, we know not to blame these people because they're innocent. They're not doing it on purpose. At most they might know that they're fucking with us, but most of them I don't even think know that they're fucking with us. They just wanted to go at that moment, leave their house with their children, and walk their pit bull. And then but they didn't time it to be perfect timing to where now we have to cross the street because they're taking up the whole sidewalk. And we can see this happening. We can see them like coming out of their house or their car with their kids. We see that, and we know we don't want to have to go through that. So we'll cross the street. You know, we'll risk our life, and there'll be a car coming right then, of course. You know, and now these people just happen. It's not really like on the natural coincidence. It's their thought. Their thought was really to be there at that where they are without knowing that we were going to be crossing paths.
Wait, Jordan. So, and I've spoken to you about this before. You're saying that they're being psychologically in some way influenced to do the gang stalking without a commitment to it?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
That's thought control, having them there without them knowing that they're being thought controlled.
Now, I respect that, and I totally believe that's possible. My interpretation of it has been also, though, that there's people who are paid up front to participate, like through community watch groups, shop watch groups, liaisons. Like, I've seen how when I come to certain I've gone walking to certain neighborhoods, and I've seen the cars of the people going around paying the people to participate in street theater and different things. I dated a woman for a couple months who was getting Walmart cards and PayPal cards, and she was communicating with people through her Facebook. They would tell her what color clothes to wear when she woke up, red and black, and she had a Google map where she would get a phone call or she would get a text, and she would be shown through Google Map periodically where to go. All she had to do was follow and drive past a dot, and I would be represented on the Google Map as the dot. Like, I could be hanging out outside a store, and she would get a call to her phone, and she would go and drive and follow and go past the dot to gang stalk me. And then later on, she would come and pick me up and come back over to my house. Like, she would sleep at my house and stuff. And so this was an intimate type thing, and she was showing me how the gang stalking was operating. Like, she explained, she was like, yeah, like she knew what was going on.
So that's really good of her to at least show you that, you know, because she could have tried to keep that a secret.
Yeah, she was cool. She showed me, and nobody had ever showed me before. Had it not been for her, I wouldn't have known that technology was a factor at like 90%.
Yeah.
And bro, listen. When she would go to, even when I was with her, she would go to certain gas stations, and when she went into the gas station, you could see the entry-exit techniques. Like, other people would be leaving the gas station at the same time, and other people would be coming in, and they would be wearing red and black, or the cars would be red and black. And it made sense that this is a big technocratic operation. It's technological and it's compartmentalized in a lot of different ways. And I've seen other people out following me around doing what I call gang stalking assignments, and they would always be looking at their phone. And I would be like, and now I know, like, yeah, they're looking at their phone because they're getting directions on their phone through the Google Map app, and different programs are contacting them and getting them to cooperate and participate in the gang stalking, or it's word of mouth. The gang stalking like operates through all these different interfaces and all these different associations and groups to get the different people to participate, and it makes them like they'll pick people just because of how they look and stuff. And the people might not know that. The people that are participating, might not even know what gang stalking is, and they might not even know why they were picked to participate. But I know what they're doing. I know because I've been watching it all happen for 3 years.
You know what? I think that those people, like the girl that was showing you, you know, that actually like had a relationship with you, like, you know, you were good friends for a minute. Now, I think that they are more complicit, but still not responsible. They were chosen because they were profiled to be willing to accept a gift card to be in the they profile the people because there's been I've seen it to where there has been a couple people who never did the gang stalking assignments and they didn't participate. So sometimes they don't approach people. I've seen situations to where I was over somebody's house
and I was hanging out, and sometimes it would take them like a couple weeks or a month to get that person to participate, mainly because I knew the person so well. Usually it has to do with my relationship with the person. They'll sit back and think like, man, this guy has known Jamil for 20 years. How are we gonna do this and make it look good? You know what I mean? Are they gonna tell him about it? Like, they would sit back and think about it. But then people who I don't know are people like who I don't care about them. They don't care about me, and so it's an easy situation. But the more familiar I am with somebody, it takes them a little bit more harder work to do.
Yeah.
You know, they assess the person, they do psychological backgrounds on the people, and they listen to the people talk on their phones. And even the people who are doing the gang stalking assignments, they sit back and listen to what those people talk about afterwards. Like, they listen. The people are stupid. They don't know what they're involved with. They're doing they don't even know what gang stalking is. Then they're doing assignments and they're doing all this stuff. Then there's people sitting back listening to them talk, listening to their whereabouts, watching who they live with. Like, the people are sitting back studying them 24/7. They don't even know it. They're stupid, and they think. And then when we talk about gang stalking, they think we're delusional.
Yeah, they're looking for recruits also, like people who like really would enjoy this for like employment.
Right.
You know, for like the NSA, or how do you think they hired, at the CIA? They look for profiles of someone who could be vicious, but controlled somewhat, but like with very little empathy. Someone who really can take orders and perform them, no matter what they are, no matter what the orders that they're told to do are.
So they might be trying to recruit people into other stuff.
Yeah, it's the same. Or into the military.
That's possible, but one thing, like the girl I was seeing for a couple months, I noticed she didn't even have a driver's license, and she didn't even have a license plate on her car, and she was like drunk part of the time that she was doing the gang stalking. Well, part of the time she was drunk and like high on drugs. Like, I've seen people doing the gang stalking assignments that were high on drugs doing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This gang stalking shit is so weird that it affects me worse than drugs that I've done. It affects my psyche. It's much more mentally debilitating than smoking weed or doing coke, snorting a line. It's much more damaging. Being gang stalked is more damaging than doing drugs. Some drugs, not heroin. But it's almost as bad as being a heroin junkie, being gang stalked. It's the damage to one's life,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty horrible, man, the damage that it can do. Have you been watching my videos about the crisis counseling? Have you been hearing some of the different people?
Yeah, I watch every video that you've done, and in fact, I've had 4 new ones come up in like the last 24 hours, and 2 of them you're wearing the hat, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I wrote a hat. Did you see the comment I wrote about like Huckleberry Finn? I said that hat was good on you.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I saw that, man. I'm gonna respond back to it too. I just been going through. I just started looking at the comments and the stuff and some of my emails. I just that was funny. Yeah, it does look like a Huckleberry Finn hat.
It's good on you. That's a good hat. Listen, sometimes when I turn the volume up on your videos, I get like this cricket noise in the back because it's kind of like a pulse rate, but it's loud. And if I had headphones on, it would be like I would have to take it off and not listen to it because it's so. It sounds like a blood pressure machine.
I know it's a natural noise. It's the computer running. It's a noise coming from the computer when the computer's running. But man, that's why I'm telling people. People can donate and do some good stuff, man, and I can get some better equipment. That's part of the problem that's happening. Is we got all this good stuff going and all these courses and counseling going, but people for some reason don't want us to have the proper necessities, man. Like, we're doing the best we can, man. Like, you know how it is.
Yeah, it's hard to get anything done with with the cell phone, and like I can't even get a printer. I got a new computer like 4 months ago, and I had to take the printer back, so I haven't had a printer for like years. So everything that I need to write, like that I want, from the internet that I want on paper, because it's much easier for me to read a document on paper than it is on a monitor. I mean, much easier. Sometimes looking at the monitor hurts my eyes, you know. And I don't even have a printer. I need to get a printer. I'm so broke right now, and I'm out of food for like the next 10 days. And I
Oh my God, man.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I'm gonna. Well, I'm not completely out of food, but like now, I don't know. I just drank my last bottle of juice. All I have now is tap water, and I have like I have to go get some like Kool-Aid right now. Like today, right now, I have $3 in my bank account, and I have like 78 cents. So that's enough to get some powder to make beverages. Because I don't like drinking just straight tap water, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
but I think I have enough food to get me through like a week, and besides that, I've gained some weight. So, but it's hard for me to go like I don't think I could go a whole 24 hours without eating. It would be hard for me to do that.
Without weed?
No, without eating.
Oh, eating? Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know how people fast. Like even for 24 hours, it would be difficult for me to do that.
Yeah, it's horrible, man.
Yeah, I like food too much. And I know I'm gaining weight. I'm like 75 pounds right now. But you know, that's the way it goes. I'm not doing any sit-ups. I hate doing sit-ups. I got a jump rope, but I haven't used it. Jumping rope is difficult. It's really, really hard, isn't it?
Oh, it's cool though, man. I love it. I started teaching I didn't even know how to, I did it a few times, but a couple years ago I started doing it. I didn't know how to do it, and I taught myself how to run in place and do it on one foot and do do it backwards and sideways. Like I taught myself how to do a bunch of cool tricks. Like the more you do it, the more you'll like it. I'm about to get back doing it again.
It's probably so good for like getting you in shape. That's why boxers.
Oh yeah, jump rope will get you in shape. You get on a jump rope every day for a couple months, man. You're gonna be, you know what I mean? You get on a jump rope every day for a couple months, you're gonna be straight, man.
It works for everything, like
everything. That motherfucker,
and coordination and timing, you know.
Yeah, the jump ropes are cool.
Everything. What was I gonna say? Oh, I saw you do the card tricks on the video.
Oh really?
Yeah, that was cool. How you blew on it and then spin them through. But you did it so well, you can't even see it sliding through the other one. You know?
Oh, they couldn't even see. Yeah, I know. But then I was showing people how they can do it.
Yeah, but it's still so fast and you do it so well that you really can't see it done. You know, even though you tell how it's done, it's not easy. And it's not going to be easy to do. You know, you have to practice that shit.
Yeah.
I like playing. You and I should play hearts and spades. See, I want to get a game. You know, like MSN used to have card games online. They still do, but they changed them and they made it so much worse. It used to be perfect. You know, have you ever played spades or hearts online?
Not online, but in person.
You should play online. It's really fun.
Yeah, we should play. Like I want to get to everybody. That's the thing is we don't got any money, man. If we had some money or we had some people, with some money who could help, we could get some stuff going in person. It'd be cool to get some people together in person to play some cards and stuff.
It's true. I know.
I want to go get some. I've been working on my Master Mimic Effect class. My Master Mimic class teaching people how to use the Genie Effect to change the way they're mimicked through the gang stalking, and I've been teaching people, and I'm working on some mimic effect to get a bunch of Chinese women to hang out with, and I might just go to the massage parlor and get me a massage, man. By the Chinese women are so cool. The ones who grew up in China, they're so cool.
Asian women are gorgeous. They have the best pussies. Asian women they have the best pussy. They do.
Right. Hey, so, what do you think about, the people out there who just start getting gang stalked and they're going through the confusion stage, what do you think about that? Do you think that, how high is the probability, do you think that they'll be able to make, like out of 100 people who go through it, how many of them do you think will commit suicide or go into psychotic shock or go into economic disaster? Like be out, like, because a lot of them, they don't necessarily kill themselves, or they don't necessarily kill somebody else, or they don't necessarily go psychotic, but a lot of them have economic breakdowns and just end up like living on the streets.
Yeah. Is there a new, like, younger generation that targeted individuals that have, like, suddenly come on the scene? Do you think it comes out like that in waves or batches of people?
It looks like it to me. There's a lot of new people that, you know, because there's a lot of younger people. There's people I didn't know how. The youngest person that ever contacted me about being gang stalked was a younger woman who was 19 years old, and she lived in Texas. And she emailed me and said she was being gang stalked, and her family doesn't believe her, and they won't help her. And that seems to be the starting age, is the people just getting into college.
That's about right. What happened to that skateboarder Russian kid that was in San Diego?
He's 18. He emailed me. He said he was being gang stalked, and he's still, I don't know where he is. You know what? I changed my number ended up getting changed, and I wasn't good, and I don't think I ever told him about it. I still got his number though. I might call him.
Yeah, you need to give him a call if you can, because, you know, anyone who's like 18 or young, you know, really needs help. And I have no idea how they're, you know, I have no idea what their destiny is going to be, because it's so fucking difficult. I know how hard it was for me to get at least stabilized, like, you know, where I am right now with what's happening to me, you know. Otherwise, you know, I don't know where I would be right now. Maybe prison or something, or homeless, or dead. But
that's pretty extreme. Like, people, usually the age bracket for gang stalking, I think most of the people that I've spoken to, and I'm pushing 90 people, has been like between ages 25 to 50. But the majority of them that I've spoken to have been 25 to 35. But there's a lot of people who start getting gang stalked in their mid to late 20s, and they end up getting gang stalked forever. So they'll be like 70, 80 years old, and it'll still be happening.
Yeah, that's what scares me about my life. That's why I'm trying to think about how I can try to escape, you know, the situation of isolation that I'm in right now. You know, I still have a few friends from high school that are alive, but they moved. Like my closest friend is up in Sacramento. It's like they're even getting, my relationship with them is even being picked on by, you know, the powers that be, you know, just by weird, stupid shit is trying to, like, separate us or, like, break up our friendship. But I won't let that happen. I'm not letting it happen. It's tried to get me in fights with my family, you know, with my mom. She's all I have left. But it didn't work, because, you know, the love that my mom and I have and my best friend is going to stay no matter what, you know?
Yeah, the biggest thing is the people can't get any help.
Yeah.
No one's going to help them. The colleges or their workplace, or people call the cops, and the cops can't do anything for them, and nobody can get any help anywhere.
There has to be a way for someone who thinks they're being gang stalked to get some sort of help.
It's not. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I've been doing courses since June of 2016, and it's not. It's just not there.
Well, you and I should figure out a way to start our own.
That's what I've been doing. I've been doing it since June of 2016, man. But outside of it's only the people who are getting gang stalked who are helping other people, because I've spoken to people who went as far as calling the United Nations, and like one woman called the United Nations like 5 times, and every time she called, the first couple times they didn't want to talk to her about it, then the last 3 times they just slammed the phone in her face.
The United United Nations would be probably the worst people to contact because they're the cause of being stalked.
Well, yeah, that's my point. So people can't, that's the story. What I'm telling you, man, is there's nowhere the people are going to be able to go to get help. I tell people, go get the phone book, go get all the phone books, and go through it and find the people who are going to help you. Getting gang stalked, it's not coming.
I told you, I went to the FBI district office in Los Angeles in person to complain about this, but I thought it was Scientology because Scientology is big in Los Angeles, So I went and filled out a paper complaint and gave it to the FBI that I was being harassed and stalked by Scientology. And the guy that was working there in the FBI office was really cool. And he took my paper and he held up a stack of like 100 of the same papers that he had me fill out. He said we got a bunch of these, and from all about Scientology. And he didn't tell me that it was like NSA or CIA or anything. He just said, he told me to take a picture of them, take photographs, which I never did,
Yeah, I know. I've been answering phone calls. I've been talking to people since June of 2016, and I've spoken to people who've gone everywhere for help. There's people out there who've even gone to foreign. I've spoken to a man who went to he tried to get into contact with the Russian government for help because he said the American government couldn't help him. That's how bad it is. And there's nobody, I tell people, if you don't believe me, go check. Go get a phone book and go through there and go check and tell them you're being gang stalked and show them the footage and claim you want help and show them. It's not coming. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
That's because if somebody who answered the phone said, I know what you're talking about, they themselves would get gang stalked, and nobody wants to have that happen to them. They're scared.
Yeah, they know the score, and so it doesn't. That's why I'm saying. That's why I've had people contacting me who are suicidal, who want to kill themselves. I've had people contact me who are angry, and they said they felt like they want to hurt somebody else because they're being stalked. I've had people contact me and say they don't know what to do. They're going to lose everything they got, and they're losing their minds, and they don't know what to do, and there's nowhere they can go. It's over with, and they know that. And they've contacted me, and that's why I've done the counseling services I can do, and that's why I've done the courses I can do. Because if they contact me, what they're saying is that if somebody's contacting me for help, that means there is nowhere else they can go. I don't have a high school diploma. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm being gang stalked. This has been happening to me for 3 years. That's why I know about it. So if somebody's contacting me for help, that means there's nowhere to go. That's evident by itself.
Yep. And you're one of the very few rare people that is actually there for other victims to actually offer help, and you do, and that's you deserve a Nobel Peace Prize and all the money that comes with it.
Yeah, well, that's what I say. They say, I'm going to go to the psychiatrist for help, and I said he got a PhD. They say, yeah. I said, well, he got computers and all this stuff, and he got everything, but he can't talk to you about you being stalked. They say, no. I said, well, what the good is the PhD and what good is the computers if you can't help somebody who's trying to kill themselves or do all that stuff? What the hell good is excuse my language, what the hell good is all that stuff for if you can't do anything with it? And so...
You could say any cuss words you want with me, so believe me, that doesn't bother me. But you know what? The PhD, like psychiatrists and shit, they're just sock puppets from Big Pharma. They'll give a prescription for some bullshit drug, They're just in it for the money. They're just in it for the money. They're not in it to help people. Seriously, they're too scared, and they've worked too hard to get their PhD degree, and then they become slaves to the pharmaceutical companies.
It doesn't surprise me. But I've had people tell me that had it not been for me, they'd be dead. I've had people tell me several times that had it not been for me, they would have killed themselves a long time ago. So, the counseling services are doing something for people, but now I'm moving into the brain optimization. Because gang stalking through the sensitization stage deals with the neuro-linguistic programming, color perception, and the brainwaves, alpha, beta, delta, theta, gamma, the different sorts of brainwaves and brain states. And through auto-suggestion and, auto-suggestion and emotional, their emotional states, their mental functions and emotional states, these people are being like, there's like a hostile takeover of their mind going on. And so I'm helping people to deal with that. It's very scientific. There should be no reason why scientists and psychologists and behavioral analysts are not involved in it. There should be no reason, but for one reason or another, they're not involved in it. And they probably never will be. Huh?
We're being conditioned like dogs.
Yeah.
They're trying to train us like a dog.
Yeah, I know a woman who tried to kill herself. She ended up in a psychiatric unit 4 times, and she slit her wrist once, and a second time she swallowed 120 pills after they took her son from her. And one time she was in the psychiatric unit, and the doctors were on the other side of the hallway making fake noises to make her think she was crazy. And she wasn't crazy. They were participatory in it. And she didn't even know what it was. And she was Googling stuff about MKUltra, and she came across one of my videos on gang stalking. And then she learned that, she was like, oh my God, noise campaigns, color coding, all this stuff. She said all this stuff had been happening to her. And she knew she wasn't crazy, but she didn't understand what was going on. And it had been happening to her for 6 years. And I talked to her, and she cried. I talked to her for like 3 hours, and for an hour of it, she was crying. And she said, oh my God, no one's ever tried to help me do anything, and I lost my son, and I'm trying to kill myself and stuff. And I was just like, man, that's just more, it leaves me speechless.
Yep. Well, you've helped me immensely. I'm very, very proud to have you as my friend, even though we've never met.
Right.
I'm very thankful.
Oh, thanks, man. You know it, man. You know it's no, like they say, no thing but a chicken wing. There's no problem.
I would love to start a business, with you, like something lucrative, something that we could both make some money at, and I just haven't had the idea yet,
Yeah, well, all you got to do is just get involved in the conferences, man. I'm doing the conferences, and I continuously set up courses for people, and I'm just trying to help people. My whole thing, huh?
Are you going to have a conference call? I've never done that, like TalkShoe or whatever that is. I've never done it. Does it work?
Yeah, you want to do one right now?
Yeah.
Let me take a break, and we'll come back, and I'll get my friend on the phone, and we'll try to get a few people together, and we'll do a Uber conference and record it, and see if we can talk. Maybe we can do a 15-minute, even if it's not that long, we can do a small conference on the confusion state of gang stalking or something, have everybody add their input, or have everybody talk about, hell, what I feel like doing, man? I just like to vent, man. All the stuff that's happened to me, it's so stressful and strenuous. What I really need is a massage from the Chinese people, but I don't got any money. Man, I want to go. Yeah, I'm going to get me one of those Chinese girlfriends, man. A real one that speaks Chinese.
Thai massages are the best. They're like head to toe. They feel so good.
Yeah. Or one of those Laotian or Cambodian girls or something like that. Yeah, I'm down. I got problems. I'm being stalked. I need help.
I know. Me too.
I got problems. I'm being stalked. I need help. I don't got any problems saying I need help. I've had a lot of things happen to me and I'm injured. I need a massage.
Sexual Healing. That's a song.
Huh?
Sexual
Yeah, Marvin Gaye. I got issues. I need somebody to help me and give me a massage and I need, there's problems here.
I was in jail. I was in jail with Marvin Gaye Jr. the third. That's Marvin Gaye Jr.'s son.
Hmm.
And he was so cool. He didn't say a word, but this is about 15 years ago. And it's just like Marvin Gaye, his dad. And then there was a piano. It was in the psych ward of LA County Jail. And he sat down at a piano and just jammed on the piano. He didn't sing, but he could play piano like a motherfucker. And he never said a word.
Marvin Gaye's son.
Yes, Marvin Gaye has a son. And Marvin Gaye, the singer, the one who, I think he killed himself, right?
His father killed him.
Oh, his father killed him, that's right. Okay, that's Marvin. His father is Marvin Gaye Jr. also. Marvin Gaye, and then Marvin Gaye was a junior. And then his third is Marvin Gaye the third. And that's who I was. He was a little bit older than me, so he's probably 55 right now, and I think he's still alive. But we never talked. I never talked to him. He seemed like he didn't talk to anyone. But he sure could play piano.
Mm-hmm. Man.
And that's right. His father shot him. His father shot him and then himself, right?
Yeah, I didn't know his father killed himself, but I know the father killed Marvin Gaye, though, or at least that's the story.
Yeah, that's a weird story in itself. And he has a beautiful daughter named, I think, Naomi. I think her name's Naomi.
Uh-huh.
Who is a fox, who's like probably 40 years old right now. Probably lives in Los Angeles, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But gorgeous. Looks like Naomi Campbell, like really pretty, like a model.
Uh-huh.
Dark skinned and beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just hanging out playing Pac-Man.
You have Pac-Man
On Google Pac-Man, where you play it and the little Pac-Man goes around the Google letters. I've been playing this for like 3 weeks.
Does it have a joystick or do you use a mouse?
I use the computer. Use the arrow buttons.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You mean the arrow button on the keyboard is what makes it work?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool because I loved Pac-Man. Do you remember Asteroids? Do you remember the game Asteroids?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you? That's a fun game.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Because you're 20 years younger than me.
How old are you?
I'm 63.
Yeah. I thought you were about my age. You're 53?
Yeah, I don't look it and I don't really act it. I'm not in the.
No, you don't. You look like you look for real. You look like you're like 30. I thought you were about my age. Or around my age, maybe a little bit older than me. Huh?
You don't know what I look like, do you?
Think I saw your picture once.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember. Maybe
White?
Huh?
Do I sound white?
Yeah.
Do I sound like a Caucasian to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 53.
Yeah. Man, all right. So hey, I'm gonna get off here, and I'm gonna reorganize, and try to come up with a conference set up.
Okay.
I want to go over the confusion stage with everybody and see if we can come up with some concepts on that. There's a couple new people who've been emailing me for help, and one of them's suicidal, and I'm trying to help her come up with some different sorts of stuff. She keeps talking about how she wants to kill herself, and if it's on her mind, then if she keeps saying it, then it means it's on her mind. That's pretty serious.
Yeah,
So
what state is she in?
She's I'm not sure. She's out in the Midwest. And
okay, listen, anyone who calls you that needs help in California, give them my phone number. and I'll do what I can because I still have yet to meet a targeted individual face to face in person, you know, and I want to do that.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so listen, take care. I'm gonna. What is it? Sunday afternoon there? Or is it about 5 or 6?
I don't know. But close to 6. But
okay, cool.
All right, man. All right.
Call me soon. Let's talk about tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
But have a good day.
Okay.
Thanks, bro. Bye.
Yeah. I noticed one thing talking to the various people who go through gang stalking is trying to have a professional thing where I feel like I'm their client. I mean, where I feel like they're my client, and it's just like we're gonna write all this down on paper and come up with goals, this and that. It never works. And I noticed that trying to actually talking to the person at whatever level I can, it turns it more into a friendship type of thing, to where the people are so hurt and so down and so out, and they're already so isolated. It's not a normal situation. Like if somebody's running a professional psychiatric practice and they're dealing with schizophrenics or like somebody who does addiction counseling and they're dealing with drug addicts, in some senses, it's more severe than that because the person is already beat down. They're already extremely isolated from friends, from family. They really have nowhere to go. They have nowhere to turn. And dealing with them in a friendship type state, like, hey, what's up, man? Blah blah blah. It'd be real. Like I feel like I like these people are cool, man. I love talking to these people. They're great people, but that type of approach to be intimate in somebody's life, that's the real way how you help them. You're never going to help them just writing down what's happening to them and saying this person's being gang stalked and they're claiming that they've seen this and they've seen that and they're claiming that they're getting the brightening. Because as you heard how he said, he's being gang stalked. He's not joking. But his interpretations of it are a little bit different. He was stating how people were being programmed to walk to the parks. That's his interpretation of it, so I just go with it. I understand what gang stalking is, and I understand that he's going through it, but his interpretation is a little bit different, and it's interesting. I've come across a lot of different interpretations, and I think people struggle to come to conclusions on a lot of this stuff. And I just like, you get to know the person, you talk to them, and they feel a sense of comfort. Like I know this person, man. I can call them. I can get help. I'm not scared to call them at 3 a.m. I'm not scared to text them at 3 a.m. I'm not scared to sound stupid. I'm not scared to sound silly. And so that's the kind of approach I want to have. Because if I try to be clear and cut, the person will be scared. Like if it's a structured thing in which I'm saying, okay, we're going to do this, the person's not going to know how to talk about it. They're going to feel like they're going to be laughed at. It's going to give them the feeling that everybody else has given them. They want a feeling that's more grounded and down to earth. And so that's what I struggle for in communicating with these various different people. And the people a lot of them are hurt. They're sad. They're pissed. There's a lot of pain out there with these people. A lot of confusion, a lot of pain, a lot of built up anxiety, a lot of problems. Because these are people that are being messed with. They're not just being stalked. You're talking about people who've had experimentations done to them. They're psychologically messed up. You're talking about people who've been their lives they've had death threats. You're talking about people who are spiritually messed up. You're talking about like some of the lowest states of feeling you can get to. You're talking about people who their minds are being messed up. Like I talked about psychological orchestrations within the gang stalking. You're talking about people who are severely traumatized and their minds are messed up. So I always try to approach it like real light and just talk to them, and however they're feeling, just let them talk, man. It's their show, you know. I don't try to force my opinions onto them or try to force my beliefs onto them or try to make them feel there's something wrong with them. I know they're being gang stalked, and so I let them I let them express how they feel, and then if we can come to a resolution or a conclusion as to goals for themselves and new opportunities. Like I say, you're being gang stalked and you want to get a job. Well, you know, maybe if that job's not for you, you can turn it into something else. Maybe you can work from your house. But if you really want that job, maybe you can write a letter telling people, explaining that you're being gang stalked. And you might be able to have, you know, I would be down to have sort of intervention type of thing with you. That's something I work with the people on, just slowly but gradually getting to those goals. And like I said, no one's helping them. So it's, if I don't, how do I know this person, how do I know the person's not going to go kill themselves or something? I don't know that. That might, like, if I don't come across properly and help them, that might be the straw that broke they've been turned down by so many people and hurt by so many people. That might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. You know, these people might go on to commit, you know, this man might go get a gun and go do something like that. Or go, not him personally, I don't think he would do that, but I'm saying analogy that people might go do something. They can't go anywhere for help. I tell them, go get the phone book. It's not coming. So just talking to them and reasoning with them is a good way to get them, you know, you talk to them, get them relaxed. You know, if I had some money, if I had some real money, you know, man, things would be so much different. If I had some real money, things would be so much different. But, alright, so. And that's just one person. There's so many different people that now, after speaking with him, sometimes I get the people together just to talk freely, like 2 or 3 people. Usually it's like 2 or 3 people. Sometimes it gets up to 10 people. But it's just a free talk where people talk about different sorts of things that are happening to them, or they talk about, you know, desires they have. They want to meet somebody. Like, some of these people are looking for other people that are going through what they're going through. Like, you know, they want to meet somebody who understands them, so they can feel like it's that type of thing. And so it's naturally developed into like a little type of community. It's pretty cool.